sir. Jayavdev sir, good evening.
Sir, Karthik sir.
Good
evening sir. கேக்குதுங்களா?
நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா?
கொஞ்சம் பிரேக் ஆகி வர மாதிரி இருக்குங்க சார்.
எத்தனை மணிக்கு செஷனு?
சார் கேட்கலைங்க சார். வாய்ஸ் கொஞ்சம் வால்யூம் கொஞ்சம் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணுங்க. அங்கே தான் பிரச்சனை.
இப்போ ஓகேயா சார்?
இப்போ ஓகே சார். Sir, we'll start by sharply 4 o'clock, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. No issue.
Start பண்ணலாமா?
Yes, sir. We'll start by. So normally we are having some procedures, sir. So
okay,
we'll welcome address followed by your session, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Ivetika Sri and Jayanandini will start.
Yes. Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. We are on the third day of the Impact lecture series. I would like to welcome Dr. Jayavadi sir to give you all a cordial welcome on behalf of our college.
So thank you, Ivedika Shri from second year CSE for giving me this opportunity to welcome our Dr. GM Karthik sir from CSE department. So sir is going to present today topic is called as recent trends in research. So I extremely welcome our today's speaker, well experienced person in the field of research. So Dr. GM Karthik sir. So on behalf of our Vivekananda College of Engineering for Women, Vivekananda Innovation Startup Center and IAC of Vcew, we wholeheartedly welcome Dr. GM Karthik sir from CSE department to take the seminar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jayadevil sir. I'm very much happy to present this on your innovation for this. So I'm sorry, my camera is a little bit dull, so I'll switch it off. So let us start the session. Can I?
Yes, sir. Before that, there will be a short profile about you, sir.
Okay. So my name is Karthik. So I've completed my PhD in the year 2015. So I have done my PG in PSN Engineering College and UG in SACS MAVM Engineering College in Madurai. So I have more than 20 publications in international and national journals, and I have attended more than 35 conferences. So I have 3 patents I have filed in my name, and currently we are working on to get a grant for the filed patents. And we are right now working towards to get a funded project based on the patent. So we'll be working on soon, and with the support of Vivekananda family, I'll be getting the fund for our institution. So yeah, I think it's time for us to go to the presentation. So we'll come to the topic. Okay, is my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, right. So today we are going to see about recent trends in research. So what is the question we'll be having is in the science? What is science questions is about the growing of more complexity and interconnectivity. We are connected with multiple devices. So in the earlier stage, as you know, you can assume that we had a telephone only for one connection will be there in the post office for an entire village or a small area of town or something like that. So in the emerge of technology, what happened? So lot of devices came, lot of technologies came. So we are going towards more complex devices, and we are providing lot of facilities to the customers. So now you can assume that we are having mobiles nearly each one of you in your family to the I'm telling to the maximum level. So in single device also you might have 2 or 3 SIMs or something like that. So in a home, minimum you will be having 2 or 3 connections. So maximum it depends upon the number of family members. So we are having the science is growing, giving us a lot of opportunities. So what we are going to see here is what are the technologies or what are the trends we are facing here. So first let us know what is science is. So anything we observe and experiment systematically in the physical world, that is considered to be as a science. For example, if you're gaining a knowledge about a particular area, how systematically it works, or how it getting organized and carrying out some problem to be solved, that we consider it as a science. So what research involves in science about that? So research is about we are trying to seek something. So we need something and we are trying to find from that. So if you are given with a device or any machine or something like that, we are trying to find what I can get from that machine. It may be of any type or anything. So we are trying to find what it is. First, we will try to observe, then we will try to understand, then you will experiment on it, and then you will say, I have been satisfied with this machine or not. So basically, what is research? It's a creative work that is conducted in a systematic manner to add the or gain the knowledge. So 1 second, sir. HOD ma'am calling.
Dear students, you can register your poll. So just you can select your department. So far totally 46 students were attending this program. We have given attendance poll. So just only we have asked only a simple question. So select your department. So there is a procedure to how to vote, right? So if you are belongs to CS department, just you can select CSE and press submit button. So then only your vote will be recorded. So
Sorry,
far,
sir.
yes, sir. Sir,
Continue, sir. Continue, sir. Sorry, sir.
No, sir. You can carry on.
HOD ma'am call பண்ணிட்டாங்க திடீர்னு, so I can't reject her.
Our program is also going in live mode.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Right. So coming to the research, so we'll be doing some systematic manner. We'll try to work on systematic manner, and we'll try to acquire the knowledge, and we try to deceive a new application based on the acquired knowledge in enrichment of society and better place. So we can define research in multiple areas, either based on data or the information, or what is the fact we are getting collected with the information, or you can do some systematic analysis on the process, whether the process is conducted in a proper manner or something like that. So here we have different types of researches out there. So what will be the purposes when there is a more fast and abrupt changes in the technologies? We are in a need of going for advanced level. So when you are going for advanced level, we have to study what is the deficiency or what is the drawbacks or demerits we are facing with the current technology. So that should be identified and should be clarified for the next implementation or the next level of application. So let us see. There are three types of research methods are being carried out. So one is exploratory, another one is a constructive research, and third one is an empirical research. So what does exploratory research means? You will try to identify and define the research problem. So you will not be thinking about, so what is the problem? So think about a small city. If they are having some problem in water resource or water management, then we will consider that problem and we will try to give up a solution for that problem. So that is exploratory research. So we will not be identifying the problem. There will be multiple problems. We will address only very few problems and we will try to solve that problem. The next one is constructive research. What is the difference between exploratory and constructive? In constructive research, there will be certain theories. Like, so in the older days, you can see a television has to be in this format or in this dimension only. It is with only CRT tube only you can design a television set or something like that. So that theory is being broken up. They had an issue that the size is so big, so can we reduce its size? That is a constructive research. So they had a theory. So this is the display. These are the functionalities that are for a particular television. So from the theory, how we can modify that theory into a newer forms. So that new forms and proposing solution is going to be considered as a constructive research. Then the last one is empirical research. So what is empirical research is, we will try to understand the human behavior and the statistical data that are currently available. So this is some type of trying to give a small solution for a very big problem. We cannot address the entire problem. We can give a small solution for a small domain of area. So can I give an example for this? Think about how to search Aadhaar number in the government sector or government database server. So when you see that how many peoples are there, how many populations are there, so the numbers are going in billions or trillions. We are running with the trillions of data. So to search a single number among a trillions of data will be a very, very difficult task. So it takes nearly years or months to search a single value with a trillions of values. So how to resolve this? So instead of taking trillions of value, I will take certain thousands of value and I will propose a fastest technique to search for a particular string. So this is an feasible solution for the real-time issue. It is not the exact solution, okay? We are not working with trillions of data. We are working with only thousands of data and we are giving a particular solution. And this can be applied to a larger scale of volume. So when you are applying for a larger scale of volume, based on that your algorithm, you may need some hardware devices and some supercomputers for involving this. So next thing is what you will do in your research process. If you are planning to do a research, what are the steps I have to do, sir? First thing, you must identify the problem. So what problem you are going to address. Then you have to study detailedly about that problem. So who identified that problem first, and who are the people who have given solution for that problem, that you have to do. So that is the identification of problem and literature review. Next thing is you have to constrain your problem to a particular purpose. So if you are providing it, then you should define what is your domain, how many members will be there, and what is the size of the problem, what is the data required for the problem, and what is the minimum configurations required. So that is what is the special purpose and what is the question you will be asking. So here I have defined my domain, I defined my data set, and I defined my hardware limitations also. Now I will tell what is my purpose. For these people, I am going to solve this problem. And for this, what is the question you can raise? So you have to be very clear with what are the questions you are going to address for your research. That is the third and fourth step. Next thing is formulate your hypothesis. What do you mean by hypothesis? If you are trying to give a solution, is that the best solution? Or is that the bad solution? Or is the best scenario have I taken for my research? So that hypothesis, you have to prove it in your problem definition. Okay. And next thing is, after this, it comes with the implementation part. So you have to choose a proper methodology to solve the problem. And how do you collect it, pre-process it, and formulate the data for your problem. Then you will give it to your model and analyze it and interpret the data, whether my data is getting my perfect answer or not. So 6, 7, 8 is mainly speaks about implementation. So once the implementation is done, now you have to present the results in an understandable format. So everyone will not be able to understand your results. So some may be in some other different field, like there are people here in this seminar, there are computer science people will be there, IT will be there, EEE, EC, everyone will be there. So everyone must, when they look into your result, they should be able to be understand, or it should be in a readable format. So how do you report and assess your research results? Then finally, you should communicate whether your problem is solved or not. First thing, you have to prove that your problem is solved for these data and these records. The next thing is you have to give recommendations and scope. Why recommendation has to be given is we have not solved for the real-time problem. We have done with the domain of the particular problem. A small area of the problem has been addressed. So your problem is not the exact methodology for the solution or exact methodology that gives a solution for the problem. So you have to consider it can be upgraded, or some other people can give another ideology for the same problem. So your recommendation and scope is the most important of your research, since the problem is not going to be fully solved by your research. So this is the research process you have to carry on. So what are the wide variety of data we can use for our research? So you can see I can use many types: life science, physics, chemistry, agricultural, banking, business, information, transportation, marketing. So we have wide area of domains. We have wide area of problems. We cannot work on all the areas. So you have to work with a single one. If you are taking marketing, you have a customer and product relationship problem will be there. So it's very difficult. For example, if a product is given with some discounts or something like that, and you have a list with you to what are the products that have to be purchased. So you have a priority. The shop is giving some discounts. So your priority and your discounts does not match your need. That is, your need has been not satisfied. So whether you will go for the product or not. So this, as a provider, I have to think about it. If I am a manufacturer, I have to think how many customers are getting satisfied with my product, whether my discount has increased my production or not. So this combination, this relationship between the manufacturer, customer, and the product, these three has different scenarios, different constraints. All these three has to come into a single point of sale. How do I do it? So with the help of some methodologies, you will be doing it. So next, we'll come into the trends. So what are the trends? So I will give you very overview about the technique. I'm not going to give more detail. So what are the current techniques they are right now focusing on in information technology or in nanotechnology like molecular computing? Because we have BME and PT here. I hope biomedical students are also here. And genomics, intellectual properties, and social outcomes. And so intellectual properties, MBA students can also work on this. So let us see the first technique, information technology. So as you all know, the technology has enormous bloom in our recent areas. So recent years, we have seen more things. Yet we have to see certain technologies are upcoming, like 5G technologies and everything. You can even see a foldable smartphone is also about to, it has been launched. So like this, every day to day, the technology is getting increased. So by economical side or social side, or even in the political side, even political are making some campaigns. They are getting polls from the multiple disciplinary peoples. They have agents for that, and they are predicting their result, whether they can win in this particular constitution or not. So this everything is done recently. Okay. So for all this, we have to get the data. So we have enormous of data, but how do I process it and how do I present it to the customer? That is the most important problem we are facing now. So many countries have taken up this information, that is research on information technology in a greater fashion. Like Switzerland, they have created a new scientific attention, a new forum has been created to focus on only the scientific and technological issues, like what are the security threats we have when you are going for some IoT devices or something like that. And similarly in America also, US is also looking into interdisciplinary works, like when they are trying to combine different technologies together with the same platform. Like in a single mobile, I can access banking sector, I can access marketing, share marketing, I can control some IoT device. From a remote station, I can check whether my electrical devices are switched on in my home or not. So that devices are electrical device connected to a microprocessor, microcontroller, which is connected to internet. Internet is connected to intranet. Then it comes to mobile. Then in the mobile, it has to connect with an application. So think about how many layers are there, how many different types of devices are being connected. All this has to be interlinked. So they are currently having more intention on this. Okay. So Rita Cowell, who has given a recent statement about this information technology. So the no field in research will be left untouched by the current explosion of information. So, and of information technology. The science is used to compose of two endeavors, theory and experiment. So you have to do theory and experiment based on information and information technology. So you are running with a large number of informations, and we are having more number of information technologies. Both has to be analyzed and it has to be experimented. So that is explained in this process. So now if you focus on what are the data or what is happening in information technology, currently they are trying to develop a new architectures to handle big data. For example, in your mobile, if you want to access your banking sector, think about a single bank, either a City Union Bank or Indian Bank or something like that. They have multiple customers, but your single record from anywhere, if you try to access, that information has to be fetched from the server to your end. Even though your account number is unique, that unique number has to be compared with another set of unique values. So how is it possible? So each and every time they are getting upgraded with the security issues and security platform levels have been given. Second thing is they are trying to reduce the workforce. Okay, so I don't want 100 people to work on a single product. Instead of that, I can get automated with some technologies. So in car production, nearly right now in any car production, if you see, it is about nearly 50 to 60% they have been automated. Every automations are controlled by supercomputers or normal computers. So think about that. If you take Benz, Audi or something like that, nearly 80% are automated. Only 20% is a manual work. Okay, so the inspection is also, the quality check is also done automatically. Okay, there are few things which cannot be done by the computers that are being executed by the human force. Otherwise, everything is being automated. So our technology is getting boomed to next level. So so like this, we have many things. So many bills have been passed in US to focus on research in information technologies. And many companies are focusing on their entire economy is based on the information technology, and they are giving more importance towards the research. Okay, and France has created a Grand École. It's a dedicated to the internet facility. So how they provide internet with fiber optics and in 5G technology. So they are giving more importance how I provide internet to multiple people. So here I'm speaking very generally about internet. If you think about, if you are studied about computer networks, you can understand how a peer-to-peer communication happens. For simple peer-to-peer communication itself, you need a protocol, you need a layer, and you need a handshaking principle. If that is not working proper, then it will be difficult. Think about you are getting connected with multiple access points. It's a very huge work, and that is done in they have created a new forum for that in France. Right. Next area we are going to see about is nanotechnology. So very simple. If you are a biotech student, you can understand what is nanotechnology. So we are doing now working with atoms like nuclear devices and nuclear molecular devices or something like that. They are trying to separate protons and electrons separately, and they are trying to study how a solar system is being created. Similarly, when you see about, they are mainly focusing on the structure of the atoms or DNA sequence or something like that. So they are trying to manipulate it. They are trying to control it, how the protons and electrons are working on that. So recently we have a Spectra lab, which is there in US. I don't know which state it belongs to. It's a very big laboratory, and they are still working on how photons and electrons are being generated, how they react one another when two electrons collide each other, how a solar system is being created. So how really sun is working, that is the principle of electrons. So when electron is charged to a higher level and it is being more, both the electrons are being collided, what is the experiment or what is the result that happens that is being recorded. So that is a very big laboratory we have in terms of nanotechnology. And other than that, marketing level, if you see, there are many things are there. We have some chemical combinations of nanotechnology like waterproof nanotechnology shirts and cloths have been come. So you cannot have any dust or any strain on that material. It's a small charged particle, you can use it. So like this, they are working on the controlling and how to manipulate it, the atom levels in a smaller level of scale. So next thing is, in molecular computing, they are mainly focusing on the quantum physics. Okay, so they will try to detect how it works and how its complexities are there. So how a proton, a new a structure or a new material which can be designed. So when you think about alloy, aluminum, these are all some combinations of carbon. So all these carbons are being done using a new way only. So what we are trying to do here is they will combine the protons and electrons together to form a new structure, whether it is stable or not. And that is done with some supercomputers, and they are doing it. So this molecular computing is having more focus on maths and computer science oriented, because they have to do lots and lots of mathematical formulas to find what is the weight and what is the speed or energy emitted by the each and every photon and electron. All this has to be fed into the computer, and the computer should give them an automated result or exact result. So you'll have a separate device for observing process, and the data is given to the computer for processing purpose, and then you will get the appropriate information about what you have done in the process. So this is what the molecular computing is, a emerging field in the research. So this, as I said before, is having a molecular computers. So we will be trying to slice up the data as much as possible. Okay, so we'll go to the very molecular level. It's a very basic level. We'll try to do it. It is available. So with the fastest supercomputer, we try to go with the many slicing layers for a molecular. So when you're BME students, you know, if you are doing with a microscope, that microscope can go to a certain level only. So that information and the second level information has to be combined together to identify this information. So in computer science, the similar fashion we have, that is, we call it as a statistical data, that is geographical information, that is an image, that is what is a satellite is capturing an image about the Earth for a climatical condition that has different levels of depth. Each level of depth gives different information. So first level, it speaks about how cloud formation is there. The second level, it speaks about how carbon formation is there. The third level, it speaks about mountains and terrestrial. Then it goes with the river formation. Then finally, it comes to the ground level of the process. So it will be like different levels together packed into a single image. That is geographical information image that has different levels of processing. It has to be done for getting information. So the same way we will be doing with the molecular computing also. So in bio, what are the things we are trying to do is, you can see from if you take a small plant or leaf or something like that, I try to see what is the atomic level of that leaf is. So we'll try to reduce the content to an atomic level, first layer by layer. So if the computer science students can't understand, simple, you take a leaf, then we'll try to do tissue level analyzing, then cell level analyzing, then organic level analyzing. So organically is nothing but what are the amoeboids and things are there. Then each amoeboid will be considered with a molecular level. So how many protein sequences or DNA sequences are there? In each protein sequence, what is their atomic combinations are. So this is how we are trying to reduce a single level of a biocomplexity. And these all things has to be integrated into a computer. That is the major research right now we are having in biocomputing. So next thing is, you can go with the next one. So next one is a genome sequence. So currently, few countries are planning, like they are abroad companies, sorry, abroad like European countries and US are planning to have a DNA chip instead of a numeric chip. They have EMF chip. They are planning for DNA chip. So your DNA sequence will be embedded into a chip. So first thing is, how do I decode it? How do I record a DNA sequence of a particular person? So that's the biggest problem we are facing with the genome sequences. So when you are talking about DNA computing, we'll be talking about this process. So we have to pinpoint each and every gene with a particular protein sequence, and that should be converted into some string patterns, and that pattern should be embedded into a DNA sequence. So when you are doing a forward process, then the reverse process is also needed. So the string has to be again converted into protein names, and the protein name must be converted into a DNA sequence, which has to be there for comparison. So that is the major research right now going in DNA process. So we have certain countries, and they are working on there. There are certain 3 or 4 consortiums are working on this DNA chip. Right now, they are working on it. So it does not come for public consortium, but still they are working here. So NIH, Wellcome Trust, they are mainly supporting this DNA chip processing, and they are most welcome with their any research project based on this genomic collaborations. They are working on it, and they are most welcome, and they are giving enormous fund for working on this, right? So there are 2 people are there. One is working with the DNA, not only with the DNA, they are also working with some stem cells, like for medical field, when you are trying to regenerate any particular organ on a particular animal. So currently US has, what they have done is they have used one particular variety of rat, which is a DNA modified person, and it is used to grow up human organs. Right now, they are successful with the ear and one more nose or something like that. So, which will grow as a part of the rat. Why it is happening is it's a modified DNA sequence. So when rat grows, automatically a human ear also grows on the body of the rat. So the rat does not have any hair on it. So it is a modified one. It's something complicated, right? So you have a human organs, and that human organ, whether it can be used on a human trial or not. So that's first thing they have tested with the rat, and they are successful. And right now they are working with one type of breed, that is they are working with some pigs, white pigs. They are using it for developing or creating the organs for a human being. So this everything are done in a stem level processing or gene level analysis is are done with the process. So we have many research papers on this genome collaboration. So you can have a search for that. And similarly, medical, when you are talking about medicines, we have a lot of combinations are being tested. Right now, many people are working on for corona drugs. So what they do is they are trying to break down the protein sequence of the coronavirus using another protein sequence. So if they are successful, that data, it has to run with for multiple times, because at one particular period it will dissolve the particular protein sequence of the affecting virus. But after few periods, it will get adapted to that protein sequence. Again, it will get more powerful than the protein sequence which we have injected. So again, this thing will be recorded day to day, time to time, and it will be data will be fed into the computers. Okay. So again, you have multiple research on these kind of medicines also. So we have many institutions that are working on genome and stem cell processing. So Canada has a research center, and Italy is also planning to have a public agency for funding agencies for biomedical research. So if you are planning to go for an abroad or a higher studies or something like that, or postdoctorate, you mainly focus on Italy and Canada for the people who are in BT or biotechnology or biomedical engineering. Okay, so these are the areas you will be having it. So next thing is about intellectual properties. Like when you are going for online platforms, when you are trying to do your sales and purchase through online portal, what are the problems you will face? What are the security issues you will face? What are the legal issues you will be facing? Because if you are going there in person, you will be getting a order copy, you will have a bill, and you will be giving a post-dated check. So that everything can be given as an and materialized evidence if you try to have any case on a particular legal case on a particular enterprise. But when you are doing it in online platform, we don't have anything as a materialized document, and any of the document which have been given are not being accepted by the government, since it can be reproduced or it can be tampered very, very easily. So if that is going to be a case, how to make any online transaction legal? So you have to have a set of rules. You should have some rights and issues, security issues and legal laws has to be given for that. And you need the government should give an act or to be passed on these laws and all. So this has an issue that is mainly focused on the intellectual properties. So business people, those who are doing on a online platform, they will be having a lot of issues on this basis. So when you are dying with some enterprises, like if you are take an example for an university, if you are doing it, and I am providing mark sheets and everything on based on a digital copy. So that digital copy can be easily fabricated. Okay, so when you take it as a materialized one, that can be easily fabricated. So how do I make it original? How do I make it more efficient? So for that, recently they are using DOI, that is document object identifier. So that is like a key for each and every document which we are trying to post. So how do I maintain DOI? Because this single DOI, if I am projecting, if I am presenting a paper, I am posting a research paper in the online journal, they have to give me an DOI. Why? Because once my title and paper is given with a DOI, no one can replicate the same work in some other area. So I cannot go to every part of the work, or I cannot visit every website to find whether they have done my same work or not. So if your work and you have been provided with a DOI, you can legally go with the international courts and claim that this work belongs to me. So that everything is a particular issue. Handling DOI is going to be another issue. Then talking about social dimension, so about social things. So many things we are trying to implement only for the public. Okay, so the public are going to use my technology, is going to use or consume my product. So we have to have some equality and we have to have some purpose, and we should know how the enterprise works in an economical fashion. So you cannot have an 100% security based on the level or based on what amount you can offer. For that particular level, you will be provided with the products. I can give an example like your internet broadband services. So based on how much amount do I pay, for that particular amount only they will be providing you in the speed or something like that. For example, if I pay 500 rupees, they will be giving me 200 GB of unlimited speed. So if they are giving, think about in a single area, you will have variety of peoples and variety of plans will be there. How a provider will handle everyone with a single connection? So can anyone imagine that how they do it? They are creating a different classes of IP or different domain of group of IPs are together for a particular pool. So what they do is I will create a pool for a 500 GB unlimited speed, and that will have a separate class of IP, and I will connect all the peoples together into that particular pool. So when they fall into this particular class IP, they will automatically come to this pool and they will be monitored for each and every one, how much they are downloading, whether they are crossing 500 or not. So this is how a provider is doing. Now we have a hardware devices and software devices for handling multiple customers, but everything comes with cost only. So if I'm paying millions, I can handle nearly around 1 million customers. If I'm just paying monthly only 10,000 or something like that, my total number of users can be around 500 to 600 users only. So beyond 600, I have to get upgraded with my hardware and with my technology. So this is how it works when you come with the social thing. So it goes with many fields like energy and health and telecom services and everything. So many companies are mainly focusing on this social economic forum. So like UNESCO is backing up more funds on debt relief funds. So they are receiving funds from many people and from many companies. How do they handle it and how do they segregate it? So I can give you another simple example. Think about I am a UNESCO. Multiple people, millions and billions of people are posting or giving funds to one particular relief. Okay, for some Egypt or something like that, for some natural disaster. Everyone are giving it. Now UNESCO has to give a public notice. That is, they have to come forward the press and they have to explain which country has given how much and who has done so much problem. Think about all these trillions has to be consolidated into a single value. How do they do that? They are using multiple accounts. They are using multiple branches. They are using multiple bank. So levels, the data level, you think single customer, one account. He belongs to one particular branch. He maybe belongs to one main branch. He belongs to one bank, and that bank belongs to one particular state. It belongs to one city and one state. Then it belongs to one country. So this is the level of data. This we call it as hierarchy of data. So when you are at the top of the hierarchy, all the data has to be consolidated or summed up. when you come to the bottom, if they ask, I have done a fund, can you tell me how much I have done? Means UNESCO has responsibility to tell that how much he has really funded for the relief. So what happens from the top of the consolidated value, now you are traveling towards the bottom, you have to come to the single value. So this we call it as in data warehousing, slicing up and dicing up operation. So the data will be consolidated to the top of the hierarchy and it will be sliced down to the bottom of the hierarchy. So this is how it works with the technology. So here, when you are talking with the social environment or social data or social related problems, so data warehousing comes into a major picture. So what are the mechanisms you can have for supporting the researchers? So you will be having certain degrees. So in US, they have a separate mechanism. So if you are doing MS, they will consider MS itself a research. So when you do some publication and if you give a consolidated result, they will award you with your PhD degree. Okay. So many funding agencies are there. Many research embedded cultures are there. Nowadays, the recent trend is interdisciplinary. I cannot work only with computer science. I have to think beyond computer science, how to integrate gene into this computer field, or how can I include IoT into a computer science. So this is how we are working. Okay. So if the customer is asking my data has to be seen in mobile, means I need to design a web page, I have to design an Android page. So an applet window has to be created. So this everything is an interdisciplinary area. So what you do is, if you are trying to work, you have a group of people with interdisciplinary complex knowledge and have their knowledge together to solve a problem for a single one. So that's what I'm talking about, joint work and writing a proposal. So you can have a multidisciplinary peoples together to work on it. So students, you can have, mainly this forum is created only to have an interaction with everyone. You can have a small startup. Don't think about more complex problem at all. You simply ask a question. Tell a computer science, see, I have a thermometer. If I read it, it should give the temperature in my mobile. How do I connect this thermometer to my mobile? An EC student and a CSE student and IT student, three of them can sit and resolve this problem. Similarly, if you are having any, if you are giving a test for some blood test or blood sample for test for some kind of testing has to be carried out, that report should be converted into a mobile format. How do I do it? So once I give a test, immediately within 4 or 5 seconds, it has to come into the mobile. So how to convert it? How mechanism? So blood cannot be directly interpreted by the computer. It has several stages of chemical combination. So here the bio student is required. Again, the conversion into some string format is needed by a biotechnological student. So biocomputing is needed over there to convert into string. Then the string has to be converted into a readable sentence formation. There you need another advisor is needed, and information has to be converted into a web page, and web page has to be displayed in the mobile. So this is how you have to work in a joint force, and you have to create a culture in doing with the interdisciplinary area. So we can have many interdisciplinary projects out here across the things. So like traffic control, robotics, reverse engineering in dentistry and filmmaking. Okay, so that's a recent trend we have in the work. Similarly, biometric, face recognition, fingerprint recognition. Okay, e-assessment, that is an online platform for trainings or courses which they are conducting. So many things are there. As an interdisciplinary, you can have any interdisciplinary projects for your work. And I have given a list of many projects. Some resources are there to find where you can get your project, where you can get your grants, who are all providing grants for whom. So that are the informations we are given. So particularly speaking, in India, who are the funding peoples are there. So these are the people who are there in funding for our research. Like these are the peoples. The first four talks about with computer technologies, AICT, Distance Educational Council and ICAR. Currently, they are providing more number of funds when you are working with IoT devices and research. And when you're a medical student or a biomedical background, you can think about MCI, PHI, and INC and all. So DCI also comes into that purposes. And medicine-oriented people also, you can come with the last one, homeopathy and Indian medicine. We have a council. So they will have a separate forum, the separate websites are there for them. They will call for research at that time when you provide your proposal. If they find it valid, they will grant you with the initial fund. Once you submit your final projection, final report, you will be getting your entire fund will be getting released and you can go for a implementation in the market. So that's all for today's session. I hope I have given enough information about recent trends in the research. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I hope I have taken enough time. I'll give you 10 minutes for asking questions.
Students, if you are having any queries in the field of research, just you can post your queries in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and you can ask me and ask our today's guest. Sir is ready to answer your queries.
I have not touched any area in depth, okay, because multiple interdisciplinary peoples are there in this seminar. That's why I've given very, very basic level. I just said an overview. It's not on depth. It's an overview how to conduct a research in which areas and what are the funding agencies. That's it.
Yes, sir.
So if anyone needs a more depth of or any particular area, I can help you with that. Hope everyone are fine with what I've given. I hope.
So there is only two things. So
Yes,
if
sir.
the students is completely silent means whether they have completely understood all the concepts or they don't know, they couldn't understand any concept. This is only two ways.
Only two reasons. Is it Soma? So no one is able to understand what I have presented, right? I will take it in that fashion.
So this
Yes.
is a very first initiative we are taking towards the research and innovation. So
Yes,
that's why we are having such kind of classes daily. So research is a very broad area. So we have to ignite ourselves. We have to think ourselves, right? So we have to focus on that research. We have to identify some problem. So we have to, then only we can able to know where we have to start our work, right? So we have to think in a different way. So our sir in today's session, sir has told rightly in a right sense how to start your research work and what kind of areas we have to focus. So think in that way. So
Okay, sir, they are typing. It's very clear. It's understood. Okay, man. I'm going to give an example. உண்மையான ரிசர்ச் ஸோ நான் என்ன ரிசர்ச் பண்ணேன்னு சொல்றேன். ஓகேங்களா, நான் பண்ணது ஒரு சிம்பிள் ஸ்ட்ரிங் கம்பேரிசன். ஏன்ற வார்த்தை just an alphabet, a character A, whether it is available in a particular string. That's it. This is what I done with a simple C program. I done this with simple C program. Then I taken it to different level. What I did, ஏன்ற வார்த்தை நான் கொடுத்திருக்கிற வேர்ட்ல இருக்கா இல்லையா? That's the only thing I wrote. I wrote a simple C program for this. It gives yes, no. Now that program I am getting improvised into next level. What I do is A, if it is present, yes means in which position or in which location A is present. That I took. So what happens is if multiple A's are there, only first A alone will be getting printed. So this is second level. What I did in this next level is I take the A and find how many occurrences are there. There will be multiple occurrences. I try to find all the occurrence with their position. Third level of my doing research. Next, what is the fourth level? How many times they are occurring? I am counting the number of occurrence of A. Third thing is I am doing it for the next level. The occurrence, how many times it is repeated in a same thing. So not only a single character, it can be A, B or something like that. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find now from a single character, I'm going to multiple characters. I'm taking a substring A, B, and I will find it out. Same process, second phase. First, I will try to find whether A, B is there. Then I will find position. Then how many occurrences with position. Then I will count the process. Now, what is third phase is same substring with mismatch. What do you mean by mismatch? If I give AB, it should accept AA, AB, or BB, or BA. Not BA, it will accept to a certain level. So that is one character can be of any symbol. So if that is the case, I will try to find whether it occurs, position, occurrence with position, and count their occurrence. Now think about my coding is getting developed stage by stage. Now what is my research is? Same protein sequence. What is protein sequence? It's a substring. You will have protein E14. What is E14 is? It will be given with a string. What is the length of that string is? It's nearly about 120 lines, and each line will be of 100 characters. So think about, I have how much characters I have. That sequence, whether it is available in 1 GB of data. I have to search. So simple. So when I did the same thing, I applied to this process. What happened is my system got hanged up. Why? My buffer, it can't handle the entire data and the computing process. So it get hanged up. So what I did, I take it to the next level. So I did line by line, done process by process. So this is how you have to carry out. So finally, what was my project is, what is my research is, a particular substring which is frequently occurring with certain repetition along with mismatch in a given input. That's my process. Frequently in the sense, AB occurs in how many frequency, that is how many counts, and that is the same pattern is repeated how many times in my input, and each pattern can have how many mismatches. Think about, I started from a simple string comparison and I take it to a research level. The same concept I applied in many fields. I applied with the DNA, I applied with the protein sequences, I applied with the weblog data, and also I applied with one more field, this security level, like tags. When you are dealing with the errors, that is, if you are having a attack, I forgot the name of that attack. So one attack is there, you will be given with a tag. So you have to find that tag is available in the protocol or not, in the streaming data. So I found it there. I work with time series, I work with sequential database and everything. Same methodology I applied in different domains, and I have given my research proposals. So this is how it is done with the research. Think about, don't think that to a higher level. Start with a simple program, develop it to a complex level. That is the way of doing project. Are we clear, Ma? Especially CSE students and IT students, they will understand string comparison, writing a C program for string comparison. From the string comparison, I have taken to research form. Okay, sir. It's time to say goodbye.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful speech regarding your today's session. So we have given some spark to the students. So regarding how to start our research work. So definitely, the hope the session will give some information to the students. So definitely, they will start some project related to their related field.
Okay,
so hope, sir. So thank you
sure,
for your.
So next time I'll come with a more concrete work and I'll explain them how my research is carried out.
Sir, we will have one more session on forthcoming weeks, sir. So
sure,
we will
sure.
see in depth. So how they are, what is the current trend? We have to focus on particular area.
Sure,
so
sir.
We'll discuss on that, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
So thank you for your wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity given by the college, and I especially thank Jayavadi sir, who has taken initiative and asked me to give a presentation to you people. I'm more delighted and happy to present you before you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.